Welcome to the Class Business Podcast. I'm Krissy Monaghan, your host. Today we're joined by Becci Jones, who runs Lullababy Lincoln West Lindsey, delivering baby and toddler development classes that bring together baby massage, yoga sign-in, sensory play while supporting parents through those important early years. Becci is a double finalist at the Class Business Awards for New Business of the Year, sponsored by Popolo Ceramico and Business Growth of the Year. Can't wait for this conversation, so let's dive in. Becci, it's amazing to have you here on the podcast today. For everyone that's listening online and watching us on YouTube, please tell everyone who you are, what do you do, and where do you do it?
Hello, I'm Becci. I run Lullababy Lincoln West Lindsey, so baby development classes from birth to 3 years with a mixture of baby massage, baby yoga, movement, music and Makaton sign.
And how long have you been in the franchise now?
I started in October 24, so however long that is now, about 18 months, 19 months.
It's just under 2 years. And within that 2 years, you've achieved a great deal. But before we dive into what you've actually done, just tell everyone a little bit about what you were doing before you started a franchise.
So I've been all over the place, really. So from school, I went into working in a school. No, I didn't. That's a lie. I worked in a solicitor's firm. I worked doing family law in the solicitor's firm, and it just didn't align with my values. So I ended up leaving there, working in a school as an attendance officer for 5 years. Thoroughly enjoyed that, supporting families, getting children back into school that hadn't been in a long time. But again, that alignment with my values wasn't fully there. The system just didn't support the children in the ways I wanted to, and I felt like I was kind of stuck in how much support I wanted to give, but we were tied to figures and making sure that attendance was up there. As I was at the school, I decided that when I had children myself, I probably wouldn't want to work for anybody. So I opened a cake business on the side and did a little bit of that. That was really successful. However, when I moved to my job within children's services, it just wasn't possible to keep that cake business going. So I stopped the cake business. Wasn't a very good moneymaker either, because I was doing everybody's for free. But was very busy. And then I moved, to work for children's services, and I worked as an early help worker there, working alongside social workers on a lot of child in need, child protection cases. Some of them were getting children back into school as well, the lower level stuff. I absolutely thrived on that role. I feel like it was just pinch me moments sometimes. I felt like I was driving around just giving what seemed like common sense to me, or just from the upbringing I had just trying to support parents in giving their children a better life, really. Again, once I had my daughter, I knew that I probably wouldn't go back to that role. I found that the system, no matter how hard you work, sometimes it just wasn't enough, or I felt like it wasn't enough for the children and the families I was working with. The hours were unpredictable. There was a lot of emotion behind it. And I thought that the way I worked would probably change once I had the feelings for my own child. So I did always think that I wouldn't go back to that. I was really lucky then to, we had built 2 houses in that time as well. So I was lucky to be able to have time off with my daughter for 2 years before I then looked at going into something. And I started working at the local David Lloyd, just managing the children and family section there. When Lullababy popped up, I was trying to get some extra things into David Lloyd, and somebody mentioned Lullababy but said, it's for sale, and it was a bit further north, I believe, to where I am now. And that day I looked on Facebook and she had put it up for sale, and it just seemed like it was written in the stars for me. And here I am 18 months later, not looked back, and absolutely loving my role. And when I was in early help, I would never have thought I'd find a job that I loved as much, and I found it on my own terms, working around my daughter. It's just incredible. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, what a story. And obviously what I'm taking that from that story is you'd already done 2 businesses, really, because you had done the cake business, which you had learned a lot about giving stuff away for free. And then obviously not making much money from it, and decided actually that's not going to be viable. And then building like 2 properties is no, easy task either. So you'd learned about that side of the business as well. So I feel like when you started your Lullababy franchise, you already had some of the back end, like doing stuff behind you. What did you take from those experiences that you implemented into your franchise?
Ooh, well, I think how much hard work it was going to be. I knew that when I was taking on a business that it wasn't going to be easy. It was going to be a lot of hours, particularly in that first year, and building that awareness. So whilst we were building the houses, we did Airbnb, the first home as well. And there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. It looks really easy. Everybody sees the outset and the successful classes, the filled accommodation, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But actually that work that goes on in the background, people don't see. So I knew that it would be difficult and a lot of work and determination to make it work. But I'm not one to give up. I know that whatever I set my mind to, I will achieve it. It just takes longer than I think sometimes.
Right, and you've done extremely well. Like in your first year, did you hit the ground pretty much running? Did you buy an existing business, or did you have to start completely from scratch?
So it was an existing business, but it wasn't local to me. So it was about an hour away where it was based before. So I was looking for new customers. There's been a slight crossover, but most of it was new clients. So I started with a Halloween launch party, which I sold out of those with 80 spaces. So I did 4 classes. They were really successful, had a photographer come along, and my special sessions have been sell out pretty much since that first session. And just a really great way to keep in touch with people, I think, as well. Them special sessions, I find that once people have returned back to work, that I still have those people come in as well. So they're a great way to keep in touch with people. And then I went into a mini term, and then after Christmas, I believe it was, I started with a full term after that. And things have been going really well. I think when I applied for the awards, I had roughly 2,000 bookings in the first 16 months, I think it was back then, and 850 families could come through my door, and majority of them were returning customers as well that had been more than once to my sessions.
Yeah, well, let's just pick some of that apart. So you launched in the October with Halloween sessions. You don't just launch and sell. Like, you don't just launch and get sold straight away. So just tell people how you actually did it, because there's so many people out there start and they don't launch properly.
So I spent a while launching. I bought the business in August and didn't launch until October. So I had some time to build up awareness. I was going out with leaflets, tracking people down in car parks, handing them out, taking them everywhere I went. In supermarkets, anybody with a baby was handing out leaflets. My friends also have little ones, so getting everybody to share things for me and trying to build that personal brand, which everyone's talking about now, on Instagram and Facebook. I wasn't comfortable with that at all. I hardly ever used to post anything on social media before I started the business. My personal social media was like birthdays, I might post something, and that was it. Really getting comfortable with, probably still not there with comfort, but getting used to being consistent and showing my face online and being the face of Lullababy. And I did quite early on in my journey. I bumped into somebody actually that had a 19-year-old, but she said, "Oh, you're the spa lady, aren't you?" So I thought, well, my message is obviously getting out there. And quite often people will come to class and I say, "I recognise your face," and that, you hunted me down in a car park to hand me a leaflet. So I think just building that awareness beforehand, so that then you can create that urgency. And then I was able to then create wait lists going forward. And there was a bit of pressure for people to book then, because that they wouldn't get the space unless they were really on it and had put themselves on that wait list. So having that first successful launch, I think helped.
Well, yeah, it's had a knock-on effect for the whole business. And I think sometimes when people start a business, like I used to say to it, when I used to start a business, I said, you need at least 6 weeks run up to advertise, to promote, to troubleshoot if things go wrong. The longer that, like, the better, basically. But sometimes people try and start within like a month or 2 weeks. Like I've had people in the past have been like, oh, I want to start in 2 weeks' time. I'm like, yeah, right. That's not happening.
No, and I think
be realistic.
Launch, you've got to build that trust with people, haven't you? Particularly when they're going to be sat in front of you in a class, you might find your voice annoying. They need to know that they can trust, and they want you to be part of their parenting journey. It's such a special time. But I think now then when I am offering something new, or there's a special event, or I'm leading up to sessions, that launch has to be less time because people aren't thinking that far ahead. But for your first launch, you need to have that time. But then I find now 2 or 3 weeks before a special event that I'm trying to pull people in, get them onto that wait list before.
Well, yeah, you've built the traction then, and you've built the audience. It's that whole initial part, isn't it? And obviously the first year you had, like, I would put down a really successful year. You hit the ground running. You've built an amazing community. Can you share what community means to you, and how have you built your community?
So I think for me, that is the whole aim of Lullababy, to build that community. I found in my parenting journey that sometimes I felt a little bit lost. I didn't know where my place was. And to be able to provide that for people is what makes this special for me. I love seeing the classes, I love seeing the development, but seeing people go away and meet for coffee afterwards, or I've just had a group that have started with me, 12 mums with their babies under 5 months old, and they've been to gym classes together, they're at the cinema, they're out for tea, they've done so much. And I'm still in all the WhatsApp groups, so I try and facilitate that friendship building by creating a WhatsApp group for each group as soon as they start with me. But I also have a main Lullababy WhatsApp group which has about 300 mums in it now, so we always say you can leave if you want, mute it, just dip in and out whenever you want. But there was some really useful chats last night asking advice of contact numbers for the Rainforest Ward in Lincoln, and there's always somebody just to pop up and give some advice, and it's been really useful. I've never had any issues with it. People are like, wow, how do you manage that much? But sometimes there's 100 messages in a day, but most days there's just a few little chats of somebody asking for some advice, and then it's left there. But yeah, for me, that is the best part of what I've built, that community. And I think that that's mostly why people come to me and keep coming as well. They return because they're all in a group. They want to keep up with each other. They want to see each other go for coffee afterwards.
Oh, it's brilliant. I mean, to have like 300 mums in a WhatsApp group is is mind-blowing. And obviously it's great that they can feel like they've got a safe space to ask questions and obviously get support. And I love the fact that they're building friendships when they leave the class, because that is community. It is like what happens afterwards. And it's nice that you've done that for the business and obviously, bringing it all together. So what made you decide community first before classes? Because really that's in essence what you've done.
Yeah, I would think my parenting journey, I felt a little bit, I mean, I've had a great support system from my family, but I felt a little bit lost, I suppose, and that my parenting style perhaps wasn't that of some of my school friends. And then I went to a group, a gym group, and I met some of my closest friends now through that gym group. And I know how important it was to me. And then, I don't know if it was intentional, really. I just wanted to create that space. And then the more it's taken off, the more value I've seen to that, and all the feedback that I get is based on that community side of things and how that they've made friends, and they think without Lullababy that they would have had a completely different maternity experience. So, which is all down to that community side.
Yeah, and that's the impact, isn't it? It's the impact that you've created, and you just touched on there that people said they might not have had that maternity experience. Have you got any other examples of the impact you've had Because I would say mainly, yes, the baby side of it is, that's what they're coming with the baby, but it's more the parent, isn't it, that you are supporting with the classes?
Yeah, absolutely. I ask everybody that starts, why are you here? So that's the baby massage class, and nearly everybody says just to get out and meet people with baby of the similar age. So it's not really about that development side of things. I think we're developing our children, everything we do. And the more time that goes on, that I have had feedback with the impact on learning how to support their baby's brain development, that they hadn't realised how deep things go, I suppose. And I do try and cover a bit of science every session. I try and link every activity or technique that we're doing. I try and link it back to what development we're looking for within our babies. So I think that's really useful and gives parents the confidence to know that actually in them smaller moments in the day that I am still developing my baby. It doesn't matter that we haven't really done too much today, but they've still had a lot of development, and takes away some of that mum guilt. So that's really important to me as well as that community side, but helping parents to feel confident and have the confidence in themselves that they are doing a good job.
Yeah, because they are. And obviously that brings me nicely on to the new work that you've been developing through your doula work. So just tell everyone that extension.
Yes, so I'm now a qualified doula, which originally was just my plan to be better informed to support the mums that I'm working with through Lullababy, but situations have changed at home and I could do with a little bit more income. So now I'm starting to work with mums one-to-one or group work online predominantly, with an 8-week course to look at brain development, feeding, sleep, and everything to cover the first trimester. The fourth trimester, sorry, not first trimester. Everything, that you would possibly need to know will be covered under that course. It's slow progress at the moment, but my website is almost there, and I've started consistently posting on social media. So that's Beyond Birth with Becci on social media, and hopefully, I'll have a website in the next couple of weeks.
It's brilliant. I just love the fact that, because all your experience and knowledge that you've developed over the years from all that work that you did in children's services and the schools, and now you're taking it into the franchise, and you've got a successful franchise, and that will continue. I have no doubt that success will continue, and that now you're extending that work to help more parents. Because it isn't just in your area, is it? It's UK that you're going to be able to help more people, isn't it?
And that's the thing. I want to continue my face-to-face work locally, but I would like to get a bigger reach and help more mums to feel what they have through my Lullababy sessions.
Yeah, I know, and you're very passionate about it. And I know we've talked about the fourth trimester and, things that can happen to parents not getting maybe the best experience when on maternity wards and all of that. And I know you're really passionate about being a voice for these mums.
Yeah, I think it is starting to turn a little bit now as well. But some of the stories are just terrible. And my journey, I was sent home. I think I watched a 5-minute video about cot death, and that was it. Sent home terrified that how should I sleep my baby? And that was it. So even with all my knowledge and experience, I still struggled. I was still questioning myself at 3 a.m. Can I do this? Wondering if I was doing a good enough job. And I don't want anybody else to ever feel that they haven't got that support to go to.
Well, you're a finalist with us for the Class Business Awards, which we're super excited about. Tell us how it felt when you heard your name called.
So good. My internet kept going in and out though, so I was like, oh no. But really exciting. I've won awards previously. I won one at Club Hub, but I'm really excited for these awards. And I feel like it was the first time I've known what to put in an award as well. The videos for you that you did to show us what content we needed to be in an award was really good, and a really good reflective piece of work for me as well, because I'd never really looked at my figures. That's not me. That I definitely don't. business side of stuff. I just wing it with that and hope for the best. But yeah, to look at my figures and how many people I had impacted, how many classes I'd put on, percentage of retention was all, really amazing to see.
Yeah, and it helps you grow the business going forward, for sure. Yeah. So if someone's watching this right now and they want to find out more about how they can get in touch with you about Lullababy classes, where's the best place to get in touch?
Instagram is where I'm most present. So it's Lullababy Lincoln and West Lindsey. I think the handle's Lullababy_Lincoln_W Lindsey.
Perfect. And for your other work, the doula work is Beyond Birth with Becci?
Beyond Birth with Becci. So it's BECCI.
So people can head to that Instagram account as well.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Becci, thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast, telling us all about the amazing work that you've done in your community. And I can't wait to see you on the 10th of October at the awards event and the Class Business Live. And I know there's going to be lots of people that are going to want to come and connect with you. So thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you for having me. Look forward to seeing you in October.